In today's video, I will be taking over as coach of the Arkansas Razorbacks. The Arkansas Razorbacks joined the SEC in 1991 and have never recorded a conference championship victory. And today's video does not end until we change that. Also doesn't end until we win a national championship. And to make this rebuild even more challenging, we're going to be playing on Heisman, which in this style of rebuild, I'm not going to play every single game because it's not about my personal skill level. It's about the team we're going to be able to build through recruiting and the transfer portal. But games like Texas, Ole Miss, those types, you might see me jump in. First things first, to hop into this rebuild, we need to check out the roster where we have an incredible quarterback talent. If you've played this game and you've played online, you know how good Taylor Green is. He's going to have that impact development trait. We're only going to have him for 2 more years, essentially this year and next year, but Taylor Green, with all these physical abilities that he has, magician, mobile resistance, option king, extender, and off platform, is going to be very, very fun to use. And he's a very, very talented quarterback. But he's not the only piece that we're going to be able to highlight on this offense. A guy like Jordan Anthony is somebody we want to make sure does not enter the transfer portal, because as a sophomore, he's going to have some time to play. And with 98 speed and 97 acceleration, he is going to catch a lot of touchdown passes from Mr. Taylor Green in this rebuild. Also, tight end Luke Haas, I hope I said that correctly. He is going to be a huge part of this offense at an 89 overall. He also stole my haircut. I did it first, Luke. Let's be real here. Lastly, coming to the defensive side of the ball, we're going to have somebody like Jalen Braxton, who's going to be a good building block, just a foundation for the future in our secondary at an 84 overall. He's got great speed. His coverage is honestly pretty solid for being a true sophomore. I'm expecting big things and a big foundation with Jalen Braxton. But I am going to have to fill out this roster with some really good recruiting classes. As you can see, we need a lot on offense, and it doesn't change when you come to the defensive side of the ball. We need a lot of pieces, and there's a lot of room for improvement, especially in that linebacking core. There's just a lot of guys that we're going to need. We also need a kicker, so, you know, they're people too. So looking at preseason recruiting, this might be a little bit more tough than I thought. I would think Arkansas being a 4-star SEC school, we would have a good, number of guys that only have us first on their board. We have 2, so we might be some portal merchants. I mean, we're bringing luggage, and it's Louis around here in Arkansas, because this recruiting board looks rough, but we're going to try and get in some of these battles. We're going to try and hit the low lock and see what we can do to get some of these good recruits, but, at the moment, we are going to prioritize these 5-star prospects because these 5 stars could be absolute game changers for Arkansas. You look at somebody like Torrey McMillan, having a guy like this coming off the edge, it could be filthy. After the first game of the season where we blew out an FCS school, we have landed at number 1 on some of these guys' boards. We've been just, in the phase of gathering information about these prospects. We're going up against Oklahoma State this week, and we're out of hours to recruit, so it's going to be kind of difficult to land guys like, say, Enrique Alfonso, but we're going to leave him on the board, and we're going to keep trying for him. Mike Nestor, we're in the lead there. Ronnie Cavazos, this is a battle that LSU has pretty much already won, so we're just going to kind of take him off the board, and we're just going to do a lot of board cleanup, and it's going to be very, very difficult to recruit at Arkansas, which you would kind of expect because, I mean, it's not the premier brand of college football. Well, we're going to turn it into that in this rebuild. And never forget it, our first commit to Woo Pig is going to be Taj Cotton, left tackle. Welcome to the program, and we are still leading on a lot of these guys. So this could be a pretty solid recruiting class. It's just, again, it's a little tough. We lost to Oklahoma State that week, which you don't like to see ever. And there is another commit we've got to center onto the program here, and we're leading for a lot of prospects here. It's actually gone a little bit smoother now that we've kind of dived fully into recruiting. Even though we're not the best program in the country, I mean, going 2-2, Tavares Cook, we need to improve our playing style, but I'm going to leave him on the board because I think that's something we can improve. Taj Cotton has actually locked us out. Didn't he just commit? There's our first decommitment. We got locked out. He fully decommitted from us. You kind of hate to see it, so we technically now have our first commit. Need to make sure he stays committed. We're going to have to improve that playing style and go out there and win some games because Tavares Cook is a program-changing level player. I mean, he is incredibly strong. He's very quick, and he's a big old boy plugging up the middle. And welcome home, Enrique Alfonso. We got a 5-star tackle commit, and that's what you love to see. You need to build an offensive line, and you need to have some bullies up front, and that's exactly one of them. And with this being one of the biggest visit weeks of the entire year versus the Tennessee Volunteers, I'm going to hop in and we're going to play some football. I'm only going to limit this to about 3 games per regular season. We can play the playoffs and all that kind of fun stuff, but if it's going to be regular season, I'm going to limit it to a lot of visit weeks and things of that nature. And that's exactly what we're going to be jumping into right here is a game versus the Vols. So early in this game, we really haven't had much trouble driving on the Volunteers. Also, you're going to see that kind of weird little thing pop up. When I was grabbing clips for the beginning of this video, I played a game on Freshman, but to confirm, it is on Heisman. I really do love this game, but running play action is so difficult in this game. You have absolutely no time to throw. Running a flood like that where you kind of roll out of the pocket has been one of the best strategies that I've had throwing the football in this game. I'm definitely more of a runner this year. I can pretty much just certify that. We're going to run a wheel route right here with Jackson because I have noticed these wheel routes do tend to get open, and that's exactly what it's going to do, but it's going to be an overthrow by Taylon Green. Oh, that's going to be a beautiful throw up the seam right there. Let's go Taylon Green. He's got one of those really good releases. If you've used Arkansas in online play, you know what I'm talking about. He throws the ball very quick. If you saw the beginning of the video, you know that Jordan Anthony has 98 speed, so I'm going to run my fan favorite play of this year of college football, and that's going to be the jet sweep pop pass. When you can run that play, man, it's powerful. Oh, we're going to go over the top. It's going to be Anthony into the end zone, and Woo Pig's got a lead on the Volunteers, and that's sure to get the commits real happy. Here on 3rd and 20 after a hold, I have nothing. I have nowhere to go, nowhere to throw. Heisman difficulty is like my actual hell. It is so hard in this game. If you remember NCAA 14, we did some rebuilds on that on the channel. That's kind of the birthplace of the channel. That game wasn't this hard. This game's really hard. What a catch. What a play by Jordan Anthony. I didn't think that was going to be a touchdown. I still don't know if it was a touchdown. I'm just going to hope they don't review it. But Jordan Anthony, what a ball player. What a catch over the middle, and what a throw by Taylon Green. Oh, that's going to be a beautiful throw out of the backfield for the wheel route. Jackson's going to be going down the sideline. He's going to get knocked out, but what a play. Taylon Green with 300 yards passing in the first half, and we're back in the red zone. 2nd and 25, we have separation on the outside, and we're going to be lobbing it up, and it's going to be Satega into the end zone to take a 21-10 lead over the Volunteers. Here we have pretty good field position against the Volunteers. I'm going to try and lob this out to the corner to Jordan Anthony. It's going to be actually picked off by the Volunteers. He's fast, but he doesn't have good hands. Here we are. We're going to go with my favorite play once again to Jordan Anthony, and that's going to be 98 speed getting outside, and oh my goodness, he is a fast man. That is a huge play right there. And you know what? It's juicing up Taylon Green's passing stats, and I'm not going to complain about that. Here we are finally in like a goal line situation. We're going to run it with Taylon Green. Taylon Green's going to get hit into the end zone. It was a speed option. Maybe I had the pitch. It doesn't matter. Taylon Green's flexing up on the boys, letting them know that Arkansas has arrived. Oh, this could be an incredible play to Jordan Anthony, and it's going to be exactly that. Oh my goodness. When you have speed like that, you just have to abuse it in this game. It's not even like cheesy because of how many times you get sacked in this game and how many times you have negative plays, but when you've got somebody like Jordan Anthony with that kind of speed, you just got to give it to him. And we're going to go with Jaquindon Jackson on a toss right here. Run a little juke. Maybe we can get something. Nothing too special there. But here on 2nd and 4, Roman Anthony's, or Jordan Anthony, who's Roman Anthony? It doesn't matter because we've got Jordan Anthony, and he's into the end zone. Woo Pig, horns down. I'm a Texas fan. Sorry. I don't know what happened. With the efforts of Anthony and Taylon Green, we were able to secure a massive victory over the Tennessee Volunteers. Yeah, they were only 2-2, but it was Jordan Anthony. I said Roman Anthony. I don't know. I'm losing my mind over here. I'm just having too much fun. It's actually so much fun to record these, so let me know in the comments section down below what rebuilds you want to see next. I believe West Virginia is coming up next, so don't worry, I didn't forget about you guys from last year. I'm making sure I put out some type of content, but let me know what you want to see, what teams you want to see get rebuilt. These things are so much fun to record. And after a week like that, you would expect some commits, and that's exactly what we got. Tavares Cook, Keegan Corbin, we've got Emmett Davis, quarterback, he was a gem. We got Steve Arias, we stole him from Texas. Thomas Wilkins, George Potts. And let me say, that was an incredible week. We got a big time bonus for getting those guys to visit and getting them into the program. Jordan Anthony is also going to win SEC Offensive Player of the Week. He might even win National with 220 yards, and he does. Jordan Anthony's going to have a big career here for Woo Pig. We had another massive visit week, and that was going to be versus LSU, where we got Joel Cookus, DeAndre Crook, Nick Sheridor. We got Matt Chosen. I mean, he's the chosen one. Let's be real here. Josh Littlejohn. We even got a kicker in there. And we have reached #1 on numerous players' boards. So recruiting in year 1 for Arkansas is going very well. And we actually picked up a win in simulation versus the LSU Tigers. Now, we don't have a visit scheduled with Sergio, but Sergio with a big win over Texas could very easily become a Razorback. So with the slim chance to be able to flip 5-star Sergio Fasano, I have him scheduled in a visit where we are playing my school, actually, the University of Texas. So we're going to jump in here, and we're going to be throwing the horns down all game. We just got to come out here, and we got to smack them. Here early in this one, it's just a true thing. Texas is just kind of bashing our skulls in a little bit. But we're going to hope we can get this ball over to the sideline, and that's going to be Jordan Anthony getting down for a big completion. As you can see, 30 yards and 2 interceptions. Something tells me this team would probably be doing better if I wasn't playing. Texas has really only scored because I've turned the ball over, so I'm kind of holding Woo Pig back a little bit here, but we're just going to keep going, man. We're just going to roll with it. I'm already in the game. Oh, that's a beautiful throw to Jordan Anthony. This is going to be our best field position of the entire game. It's pretty easy to just go ahead and say that Texas's defense is really good. We have, like, no time to ever throw the ball. No, that was a touchdown, man. All right, I'm channeling my inner Civil now that we're down in the red zone. If you know who Civil is, we're running the ebook right here. I'm going to roll out, and we're just going to go ahead and sling this dime to the back corner of the end zone. That's going to be Jordan. Almost had him. Come on, back corner of the end zone. Jaquindon Jackson. Horns down, baby. Oh, that's going to be a beautiful pass out to Jordan Anthony. Jordan Anthony's got speed. Does he have enough? I believe he does. Makuba, everybody can't stop Jordan Anthony. And boom, boom. It's telling me to send it over the top. Satanga. Oh, man, you can't let that fall through your hands. All right, we're cracking out that Civil ebook again. Watch this. Or not. Maybe we're not cracking out the Civil ebook. Oh, boy. All right, we're going over the top. It's going to be Jordan Anthony. He's got space. He's got hands. And Arkansas has tied it back up after the pick 6. I'm sorry, Civil. I'm not following the ebook. Also, anyone who doesn't get the joke of that, Civil is like a professional Madden player, and he's put out a scheme on this game already. He's very, very, very good at football video games. That's just how it is. So, like, he's the first, like, pro player that comes to my brain. And no, I'm not running an ebook. We're playing versus the CPU. I'm just kind of coming out here and coach suggestions, just calling whatever. As you can see, I'm not good at the game. That was my fault. That was my fault. Anthony Hill's going to take that one. Oh, boy, they're after me. What a throw. Taylon Green. Jordan Anthony. The fight is still on for the Woo Pig. We just need to be able to tie this game up and play some defense here. And it's just more about me not throwing an interception than anything, I would say. And we're not going to throw an interception when we've got Satanga in the back of the end zone for a touchdown. All right, 3rd and 10 here. We need to get into field goal range, so I'm going to run the one play that I know always works, and it doesn't work right there. We're actually going to get tackled, and we're going to have to punt the football back to Texas. But, I mean, we're a top punter on YouTube, so, I mean, we can't be stopped when it comes to the punt game. That had a little bit more backspin than I wanted. I lied. Best punter on YouTube, still Bengal. And we're going to lose to the University of Texas. You hate to see it. That's going to bring Woo Pig down to 6-4 on the season. Hopefully, we still get our commits. I don't know why I don't know why Quinn's wearing long sleeves. It can't be that cold in Arkansas. But that loss did not stop us from getting commits. As you can see, Terrence Cobb and Daryl Delmas have committed to the program, but we did not flip the 5-star, which was the main goal of that game. Jordan Anthony wins SEC Offensive Player of the Week. Doesn't win National Player or Offensive Player of the Week, so you kind of hate to see that. But as you can see, we did not flip Sergio, so we're just going to go ahead and remove him from the board. But we have a pretty loaded down recruiting class at this exact moment, and we've got a lot more guys that are going to be coming in for visits and things of that nature. So it's really not looking too bad, and we've got the transfer portal we can hit at the end of the season, but might not need to when you got gems like Quincy Crook. At the end of year one, Jalen Milroe is going to be your Heisman winner, and we are playing in the Music City Bowl against the Penn State Nittany Lions, who apparently did not make the college football playoff. But we're going to go over some stats for year one, see how Talon Green and the boys did. We're not really going to worry about the bowl game because we're here for SEC championships and national championships. 32 touchdowns, 13 interceptions are really not bad. Jaquindon Jackson, hopefully he doesn't transfer out of the program. It says his deal breaker is playing time, have, and need. So hopefully we don't have him transfer out. Actually, he's just going to leave. So, I mean, he's a senior. I thought that said sophomore. I'm kind of an idiot. You got to ignore me. Isaiah Satanga had a pretty solid year, 726 yards and 9 touchdowns. Jordan Anthony, a lot of that was me. I'll be honest with you. Blocking, see how the offensive line did. Fernando Carmona, holy, English is hard. Didn't really have the greatest year blocking, but tackles for loss. Somebody like Landon Jackson, he had a very, very good year with 9.5 sacks as well. Interception numbers weren't too awful crazy, but we had Jalen Braxton be, what we needed him to be and pick up 2 interceptions. Coming in fully at the end of year one, we lost our bowl game to go 8-5, and we only have 1 player transferring out, but we have a lot of guys graduating, as you can see, which you don't really love that, but we can try and persuade this tight end to come back. It's really not that big if he does leave because we have other good tight ends on the roster. We're going to sim one more week, and it is officially time to hop into the transfer portal. And in the transfer portal, we're going to be going after a few targets. It's going to be J.D. Drew, Zachary Evans, Tevin Williams, Isaiah Reed, Owen Ostrowski, Marquise Gracial, and Langston Patterson out of Vanderbilt, linebacker. We need to improve the linebacking core, and somebody like Langston Patterson is actually a pretty solid player. So I'm going to go and offer a scholarship here, and we are just going to send the house at him. If you need help with recruiting, I do have a video up for that, because this off-season period of recruiting where you don't know anything about these guys and the transfer portal, it can be a little confusing. So don't worry, I got you guys covered. Link will be somewhere on the screen. And in the portal, we have started to get some commits here. As you can see, Marquise Gracial, Owen Ostrowski, Isaiah Reed, and that's pretty much going to do it that week. But Langston Patterson, we've reached top 2. J.D. Drew, we've got number 1. So, and in the next week of the portal, we got Tevin Williams, we got Zachary Evans, we got J.D. Drew. We have loaded down that secondary, but we do lose out on Langston Patterson, and that's going to bring us up to one of the top classes in the country. I believe everybody has signed. We're going to double check it. We've got a big time recruiting class here. Yeah, nobody left. That is going to bring us in at ranking number 19, signing 34 players. We're in the ACC now, apparently. But signing 34 players, 1 5-star, 6 4-stars, and 27 3-stars. Coming in at overall for the recruits, that's going to bring us at 16th. And then transfer portal class, we come in at number 13. So definitely a good offseason for the Razorbacks. Coming into training results, you can see our guys improved quite a bit. Luke Haas is up to a 94 overall tight end. He's going to be one of the best tight ends in the country. Talon Green did not take that big of a jump. Jaquindon Jackson is obviously out of the building right now, but we've got the running back position locked down with Rodney Hill and Rashad Dubinion. Correct me in the comments if I said that wrong. But as you can see, everything's kind of coming together. Jordan Anthony didn't have the growth that I was kind of hoping for, but Cross Johnson, Jordan Anthony, they're going to get some playing time this year. The schedule in year 2 gets a little bit easier. We're still playing Oklahoma State in week 1. We've got Arkansas State, Memphis, and then we've got App State going into our conference schedule. It is pretty much the exact same as last year. We got Auburn, Texas, Tennessee, LSU, Ole Miss, Mizzou, and then we throw A&M on there. I don't know if we played A&M last year, but that is what the schedule's looking like here for year 2. Then recruiting here in year 2 is going to be a little bit more niche recruiting. We filled a lot of our priority needs. You come over to needs, we need a couple quarterbacks, we need some running backs, but we recruited running back pretty well last year. We're still going to look at potential portal targets to fill up that running back room with some higher end talent. Tight end, we're going to be good for the next 2 years with 2 absolutely incredible options. I almost debate swapping us to 12 personnel so we can run those 2 tight ends in the same set. But I don't know. We're still going to recruit at that position because you never know if those guys are going to leave for the draft. Like Luke could very easily leave. And then we're going after some linebackers. We need a strong safety or 2 in there. But it's more niche recruiting. We don't need to fill as many void positions as we did last year. But even in a niche year, it's not going to stop me from going after 5 stars like Niles Stevens. Our first commit of year 2 is going to be the tight end that we needed. And we get locked out by a 5-star linebacker. But this recruiting class is actually building up to be a very, very good one. Again, it's a niche recruiting year. We're number 17 in the country, so this could be a playoff year. We just got to keep winning games. I mean, that's really all that is. Now we have our succession plan to Taylon Green and Pierre Anenhi. I mean, I'm struggling with the names here. Carlos Jewell, Steven Shipman. We got some commits in here. It does suck to lose Eric Washington, but not really the closest regionally. Also, we lost to Memphis. I mean, what is this program? Then we pick up Marvin Pemberton as well as George Smalls, and that's going to solidify recruiting for that week. We're going to lose out on a receiver and another 5-star linebacker. We might have to portal in some linebackers because we are definitely struggling when it comes to recruiting them. There it is. We got our first 5-star, I believe, in the video, and we picked up Devontae Brace as well. As we played in a game versus A&M, we lose out on a 5-star safety, which you hate to see. He's going to Clemson. This game trolls you. I mean, it trolls you to your core when you're recruiting. We've also landed in at 3-2, so this season is not going ideal. But if we can kind of sweep up that back half of the schedule, we should have a good push and a good case for a potential SEC championship berth. But it's going to require a lot of winning because at this moment, we've only lost 1 out-of-conference game, so that feels pretty good. But I need to fill this board back up and find some other prospects that are interested in the program. And with the SEC race heating up, I'm going to go ahead and hop in here. We are playing the Auburn Tigers, so this is kind of a must-win here because they're number 15 in the country, and we're coming in at number 24, so we need to make something happen in this game. Oh, I mean, that's a perfect way to start out a game. I mean, Stevens picking up a huge gain right there. Okay. I mean, that's a huge run to the outside. That's going to be a big gain right there. Back-to-back almost like 30-yard gains. All right, here midway through the second quarter, we need to kind of put something together because Arkansas is leading. It's not a major lead, but, I mean, does it really matter when you have Anthony? I mean, look at this guy. Just nothing but explosive offense out of this dude. All right, here on 4th and 2, we're going to prove that you got to be aggressive when you're in the SEC, and we're going to go ahead and go with another jet sweep pop pass, and that's going to be to Anthony. Anthony's picking up major yardage on this, and he's going to get into the end zone. All right, here on 3rd down, we're running one of these little weird rollout plays because even if that's not open, we could have ran for the first down, but it's going to be open, and we're going to go ahead and call that timeout. We're going to have 15 seconds to be able to do something here. A field goal is not the end of the world, but you know we're not searching for a field goal. Here we're going over the top. It's going to be Jordan Anthony. You called him Roman Anthony again. Who is Roman Anthony? Because I keep saying it, and I'm not putting enough respect on Jordan Anthony's name because he's into the end zone and we're down by a score. We're going over the top again. That's going to be Jordan Anthony into the end zone. And this is going to be a tie football game with the Auburn Tigers. So here we are at the 2-minute warning. We've got the ball close to midfield. This is clutch time and holy shit, dude. That's the average play action pocket you get in this game. And wow. I'm just going to step up and run with Taylon Green here. I mean, it's the best option we got, and we picked up most of it to get to a 4th and 3, and I'm going to be risky. I'm going to go for this. I mean, this is for the football game pretty much. Auburn could probably pretty easily just take it back down the other way, but I have faith in running a little speed option. We're going to run it to the left side. I kind of like the way that the defense is lined up for this, and we're just going to hope and pray. And we've got the space. We're going to be able to pick up the first down. All right, on 3rd and 10, this is pretty much play of the game right here. If we can get something here, we can win the game. And I'm going deep. It's going to be Jordan Anthony. Back of the end zone. Touchdown. I don't know if that's going to stick, but at the moment, he's hitting the gritty. And he's hitting it. He's hitting it all right. And Auburn's going to turn the football over. That is going to be a victory for the Arkansas Razorbacks, and we move even closer to the SEC. Coming in at the end of the season, we are going to be bowl eligible, but it was a bad year. It was 7-5, and it's just kind of unfortunate, but we are going to check out the stats for this year. As you can see, Talon Green only got up to an 86 overall, and he's a senior, so he's going to be graduating. It's going to be time for a new quarterback. Talon Green really didn't have the best of years. Rashad Dubinion had a good year running other than getting into the end zone. The only guys that were scoring were our receivers, and offensively, we just weren't that good. Defensively, it seems like we were pretty all right. We were getting after the quarterback a little bit. We got some interceptions, but overall, it just didn't seem like a great year for the Razorbacks. Coming into transfer week or players leaving week, we're going to try and get Luke to stay. He doesn't. Luke is off to the NFL. We wish you the best. We hope you have a great NFL career. Marquise Gracial has decided to stay with the program, so that's huge. And in the transfer portal, we're only going after 4 guys. It's going to be Landry Liddy, it's going to be Samuel Crawford, Cade McConnell, and Stockton Ryan. Cade McConnell is the #1 center in the transfer portal coming out of Vanderbilt, so he could be a huge prospect. I wanted to go after Lenora Sellers, but like half the country just has us locked out. And we did land quarterback Landry Liddy. We landed tackle Samuel Crawford, center Cade McConnell, and then Stockton Ryan, outside linebacker. And that pretty much, I mean, that is everybody that we went after in the transfer portal. Coming into training results, Ty Washington is going to be our highest overall player, but we have a secondary and we have an offensive line. That's something we can at least hang our hat on. And Wyatt Simmons is going to be one of the better players in the country, coming up to an 87 overall here in year 2. Yeah, it's going to be year 3, but after year 2, so like kind of still right. But the positives do not end there. We have a very, very solid defensive line. As you can see, defensive tackles all the way around. Linebacking core looks pretty good. Much better than when we got here. At least say that. Secondary looks like it's going to be pretty locked down. George Potts is actually now the highest overall player in our secondary. And we're going to, we're going to give the white boy the reins and just let it go out there and play. Quarterback we recruited, Fateli Simino. I don't even know how to pronounce his name. It doesn't matter. He's got elite development trait, and he is an 81 overall with the boost we currently have active. So with that development trait, this dude's potential is almost just unlimited. He can become one of the best quarterbacks in college football, but he does have a pro potential deal breaker. So we're going to have to make sure that we're keeping him around because he is very, very good. 5'10", 184-pound running back Eric Vaughn, who is a 4-star. He has impact development trait, and he can become a really, really good player. He's not ever going to be the most powerful running back, but he comes in at a 77 overall as a true freshman, coming in on 3rd at the depth chart. But I'm actually going to redshirt him because we've got some guys that I'm comfortable using behind him. At the receiver position as well, we recruited Brian Prince, and he has impact development trait. He's going to be able to be really good. His power is never going to be there, but what do you need power for? I need hands and I need route running. Coming into year 3, we're going to have a interesting schedule. It's not as hard as usual. We're going to make sure we're playing this game at home, but we're going to James Madison. We're going to Boston. Actually, no, we're going to play Boston College in Fayetteville. That's how that works, okay? We're going to James Madison. Akron's coming to us. We're going to Neyland. We're going to Kyle Field. We're going to Kroger Field. That's a lot of road games in a row. Then we're going to the Swamp, going to Vanderbilt. Then we get 2 back-to-back home games, and then we get another road game against Mizzou to finish the season out. Not the worst schedule in the world. Year 3 recruiting is going to be a lot more niche recruiting like last year was, so we're going after a few receivers. It says we still need a fullback. We'll throw one on the board and get a fullback. We need more tight ends, and it says we need more offensive linemen, which I highly disagree with, but defensive line is going to be a huge point of focus, as well as corners and safeties in this offseason. Linebacker, we kind of got that under control. So it's been a pretty smooth process recruiting, but we just kind of need to wrap up the secondary a little bit. We got our quarterback of the future. We just got to win games. A few weeks into year 3, which has not been a successful season, we got our first receiver commit. We also got Trent, Missouri. He didn't even consider Mizzou. We lost out to SMU for a 5-star receiver, so that's kind of brutal. We're up to 2-3, where we just picked off top 10 Texas A&M team, and where we've been on the road so much in this simulation, it's kind of difficult to actually win these games, as you would expect, because we're playing a lot of road games. But the way that our SEC schedule aligned, where it's just so many road games, not really a lot of point in jumping in, and I don't know that this is going to be the year, as we started out very poorly. And at the end of year 3, you didn't see any gameplay this year, and that was, well, it was for a reason. We were not a good team. We were like 7-5, maybe 6-6. We went 6-6. Just not a good team. We're still going to go over the stats for this year, and it was a lot on quarterback play, about 3,000 yards, 24 touchdowns, and 7 picks. We had absolutely no rush production. I mean, our quarterback was our leading, which typically you don't want. We were spreading the ball around a good bit. We have an injury. No. So it's kind of a weird year. I mean, we weren't really getting anything done. Offensive line play was all giving up 10 sacks from your right tackle. You don't typically love to see that. The week of players leaving, there is nobody that wants to transfer out. So that's typically a good sign that you're moving some things in the right direction. But we did have a lot of guys graduate. So that does lead us into the transfer portal. And I'm pretty much going to just take anybody that we get. And, I mean, we're locked out by like half the portal. I mean, we can't get literally anyone. So that's cool. 2 of the transfer portal and offseason recruiting. We got 2 of the guys that we were looking for, and then JT Odom and Niall Stevens we have a heavy lead on, but they haven't committed as of yet. Like I said, Niall Stevens has committed, and JT Odom has committed. That's kind of what you love to see right there. I mean, a National Signing Day, we're not going to have a top class. Maybe like maybe top 30. We came in at 27th. Again, it was a year of like niche recruiting. And on top of that, literally every 5-star that I went after got stolen. So, kind of sucked. Coming into training results, as you can see, our highest overall player is Drew Collins. Welcome to Arkansas State. We got relegated. I'm kidding. Amani Igwebuike, oh god, it's just so hard to say shit. Is up to an 89 overall, and this could be the best team that we've had. So, like, with boosts and stuff, these guys are going to be really, really good. Semino, our quarterback, only goes up to an 82, which you really hate to see. We're going to have a senior running back at an 80, but we have a lot of really behind him, and they're going to develop very, very well. Jasmine James up to an 89 overall with 99 speed. I mean, if this receiving core has anything, it has speed. This is a good team. You can't tell me that this is not a tough team and we're proud to be from Ohio. We're looking for Lou Holtz right now. We're not in Ohio. We're proud to be from Fayetteville, Arkansas. Woo pig, horns down. So ahead of year 4, we have actually probably the easiest schedule that we're going to have the entire video. And we're going to be going up against Kennesaw State at Tulsa. They were a good, group of 5 school. And then we've got FCS Midwest, Good Game Bros, Cascade Valley Coyotes. I hope I'm correct on that. I don't really watch this channel. No shade to them. I consume Call of Duty Zombies content. That was my first thing, but we've got a good schedule there, and I'm going to bring you over here to the depth chart because we made an interesting shift in our lineup. So we're actually going to be running a pro-style offense for this year, and we have a fullback. Might be wondering why that's of note. Well, it's Sam Dunkel. He was our former backup center. As you can see, 83 speed, 86 acceleration. He doesn't have the highest agility or change of direction or carrying, for that matter, but he's got 99 strength. And in a pro-style offense where we're going to use the fullback occasionally, this dude's going to be a beefinator. He's going to be an absolute beefcake. The reason I changed the playbook is it seems very reminiscent of Madden, where certain playbooks are going to perform better. So I am just using this really as a test dynasty because the original Arkansas playbook is not that good. So using the Georgia playbook where it's pro-style, we're going to have an easier ability to get transfers in here. Also, we have maxed out our recruiting board pretty much. I removed 7 guys because they were busts, but we have a lot of good prospects, but not a lot of good prospects that really want to come to Arkansas. There it is, our first commit of year 4. It's going to be Craig Stubbs, defensive end out of Edmond, Oklahoma. Darren Cook, defensive end. We got a 5-star right guard. This class is looking real good. I'm thinking that means we probably beat A&M. We didn't. Go figure. But we're going to be playing versus Tennessee, so that's a thing because we've got a lot of guys visiting versus the University of Tennessee, and we can't really afford to lose any more guys to Tennessee because like 5 people I've had on my board have all went to Tennessee, so we're going to make sure we can win that game. I will say this quarterback does have a whip of an arm. Like, I mean, we can really rifle some of these in here. If we can get an opportunity, that might be one of them. We're going to playmaker up the field, hit him with a juke. I mean, if that guy would come down and make a block, that's a touchdown right there. Let's see right here. This could be a great throw in space. I mean, there's a window to fit that into, and we fit it in there perfectly. And it's good. I finally successfully hit a kick. Whether that be stream or video. Here on 3rd and 9, we're going to try and extend this lead. I mean, that dude is just bullying off the edge. I don't know who that is. Jordan Ross. I don't know if that's a real player. But if it is, I'm going to send you a really hateful Instagram DM. Can we punt the ball? I don't know who that guy is, but he has disrupted every single play offensively that we've had that hasn't been a touchdown. Every single play, Joe Ross is living in the backfield. It's actually ridiculous, and I kind of just don't know what to do about it. But we are going to whip this one out, and that's going to be an incredible pass. It's going to be to Johnson. It doesn't matter what Joe Ross is doing because he's way back there. Come on, we need to see something right here. Running my favorite play again, and we've got space. Oh my goodness, that dude just died. He actually died, but he sacrificed himself for a good cause. We're in the end zone. Let's go, Johnson. All right, I'm testing this pretty much against my will because of the position of the field. We're going to try and run the ball. Somehow Joe Ross just literally... I mean, he sumo tossed my right tackle. He's not the one that made the play, but, like, I'm going to have nightmares when I go to bed after recording this of Joe Ross. Oh, that can be an incredible pass, and that's exactly what it's going to be. That was kind of a weird one because I threw that so late, and as you can see, it went into the red on this revamp passing, which, by the way, I still have no idea how to use revamp passing. I'm just out here kind of just free-willing it, and my pride won't let me go back to what I know. Oh, that's going to be a beautiful throw over the middle to Corbin. Corbin gets us down to the 1-yard line, so I'm going to actually play this like a normal human being would and not be an idiot. And we're going to run a halfback sweep right here. I mean, we've got Dunkel. I mean, dude was an 83 overall center. Who is stopping him? It doesn't matter. We can't even get... God. All right, now coming at you from the 3-yard line, I'm going to give the football to Dunkel myself. Who stops this big fella? The answer is they did, but we got down to the 1-yard line. So you know what I'm going to do? We could sneak it. That's the logical decision, but let me have my fun. I recruited this tubster to do one thing and one thing only, and that's get through grown men. All right, now making it into the 4th quarter. We're going to see if we can make a play here. Yeah, fuck you, Joe Ross. How about that, Joe Ross? How about that, Joe Ross? Can't tackle me if you're not fast enough. I have like just a personal vendetta at this point against Joe Ross. I want to run every single play away from him because of how powerful he has actually been. Also, Cockrell, what a run. Good run, big fella. All right, somebody cue the music right here. I've got my pride and joy ready to go. Joe Ross isn't here to interrupt anything. Kevin Kelly can. We're not going to be able to score there because he's like, you want to block him inside? I'll block him outside. I mean, he's just too fat. He's just too big. He's too big. Joe Ross was out there putting his life on the line. You know, good ball player. Not good enough, clearly. Because if he was good enough, they would have won the game. So, suck on that, Neeland. And would you look at that? We've got another 5-star. It's going to be Javier Prescott. We got Dennis Eakin at corner. We got Dustin Heinrich. We got DeAndre Beckner, David Lambeau, and that's gonna be everybody that we're gonna get committed that week. We lose out on a receiver and a corner, but that's okay. Sorry for, you know, getting my blood pressure real high there for a second. Cross Johnson with 237 yards, but Joe Ross just kind of made me angry. Also, we're not ranked after that. We beat the number 11 team in the country, and we're not ranked? Hold on. So, in the recruiting video, the video before this, I went up with a method where you can kind of get low lock guys. Watch that video if you haven't already. Wait till you finish this one, of course. You got to watch this one all the way through. But 100 speed. This is the first time I've seen this. Elliot Molarino is somebody that we need in this program. Didn't have interest in him before, but by God, I do now. Coming in at the end of year 4, I mean, just pathetic. There's nothing to say. I am disgusted in this team, and I'm not proud to coach it. Fatele Simino, you need to worry about playing college football and not worry about going to the league here, buddy. Because you have been pretty bad. Both years that he's been starting, he has not been a good player. Cross Johnson, incredible season, but it does unfortunately come to an end with his college career. So I simulated, and Simon O has decided, oh, let me enter the transfer portal. I'm really not mad at it because he has been actually pathetic in the time that we have been starting him. So I'm not totally angry at it. And on top of that, we have a good quarterback behind him. So we're going to be going with a new quarterback here in year 5. And wrapping up the transfer portal, we got Paul Big Hill, we got Vincent Edmonds, as well as Dion Gatewood. So we got everybody we wanted out of the portal. Our top class ranking is probably going to be relatively high. We didn't get a ton of players, but we had such an exceptional high school class with 19 four-star players that we had an actually top 5 recruiting class. So that's sick. That gets us closer to being able to get that one skill tree unlocked, the elite recruiter skill tree. Coming into training results, we're actually down to a 3.5-star school, so that's great. We love that. But we have some really, really talented guys. 99 agility for a defensive lineman. A lot of these guys are going to improve our pro potential grade because after this season, I imagine a lot of these guys are going to the draft and they're going to go very highly. Thing that I worry about, though, quarterback. Who gets the nod? My personal nod, no personal bias, would probably be Tyler School. It's really going to depend on throw power. Actually, it might be Pierre. Pierre just might be the guy and kind of switch this up to a spread scheme and just let him just have full reign. Juju Pope is literally ridiculous. I mean, who is this guy? 95 speed, 99 excel. I wish I could move him to free safety. He'd be like a 97 overall safety, I swear. But here in year 4, or 5, holy, the schedule they've given us is kind of brutal, and really the only thing that can hold us back this year is quarterback play. As you can see, we're a 91 overall team. Now to actually properly compare that to one of the best of the best, Alabama, they're only an 89 overall. We come down here to what's going to be another one of these typically pretty good schools, USC. They're only an 84 overall. I mean, we could take it a step further. What's Georgia at? Just to show you how good this school is. We are tied in overall with the Georgia Bulldogs. Big thing that they have quarterback play. So I don't know how this is going to go. Also, they're stacking like 97 5-star quarterbacks. This is ridiculous. I'm not going to lie, Jeremiah Robisky here in year 5 is the most insane quarterback I've probably ever seen. Chances of actually getting him, probably very slim, but I do want him. And hopefully we won't even need him. Hopefully we can win a national championship quick and not need him. But at the rate we're going at, we might need him. All right, in year 5, we are getting some big commits here. As you can see, a 5-star defensive tackle. We got a couple of quarterbacks in this class, a 5-star receiver in Tommy Yarborough. Dion Long commits to Texas. That was a close race. Never got a hold of him, though. But we beat Texas to make that happen, and I was kind of in autopilot for the start of the season because I have been testing out playbooks. This is going to be kind of a test rebuild. That's why I wanted to do Arkansas first. We have settled on Oregon's playbook at the moment, and it is pumping out some all right offensive statistics. I can't really find one that is good and balanced for the run and the pass game, but this is allowing our quarterback to run in space. Right, coming into week 11, as you can see, we're 6-3. Georgia is 8-1. They're the #1 team in the country. We need to play Georgia, and we need to take Georgia down. All right, this is pretty much game of the rebuild. I mean, a win here could just shoot us into a different trajectory. All right, here pretty much on the 4-yard line, I'm just going to run this speed option, and we're going to pitch it off to Cockrell, and Cockrell is going to get into the end zone. We're going to take a lead on the Dogs early. This could be an incredible pass to the end zone. Merling, hang on to it. Arkansas continues to extend the, well, we just extended the lead. I forgot I threw a pick 6. That was less than desirable if I throw a pick. That's a lie. There's been so many interceptions you guys will never see in this video, but we're throwing that one over the top. That wasn't a pick. Pick that one off, Georgia. How about that? Oh, and we're going to sling it out wide. That's going to be Merling into the end zone. And we're going to take a lead on Georgia. And I just have to stop giving the ball away. That's all I have to do. Is there any way we can get this here? Breeze, what a catch. What a catch, what a throw. I mean, our offense is kind of humming, but I just have to stop giving the football away like I was saying. We're to give it to him again, though, and he's going to get right into the end zone. I just love that I moved a center to fullback. I mean, just flex up on him. You know what time it is. Good throw to Corbin. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. I just get so scared of fumbles in this game. We always have to secure catch it. I'm going to throw that over the middle of the field. Kind of a risky throw there, but it's going to go to Prince. We had to kind of layer it a little bit above that linebacker that was lurking, and thank God he didn't jump. You know what? I'm a man. I'll run it again. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Sylvan is going to get an incredible run. I wish he didn't go out of bounds, so we're trying to just chew the clock, but I'm going to go right back to the Wildcat here. We're going to come out here with Thomas, another very small-looking running back. Am I only recruiting like 5'7" and below? It doesn't matter because these dudes are fast. I mean, they're getting upfield in a hurry. This feels like the most logical offense because it just keeps me from throwing interceptions. And I mean, talk about an offense. It worked all the way down the field. Is the Wildcat broken? Here we are on what should be the final drive of the game. I have no shame. I'm running the Wildcat again, and it's wide open, man. What is this run? I mean, I tried to hit a hezzy. It just didn't work. And then we're going to take the knee. Ta-da! We beat the #1 team in the land, the Georgia Bulldogs, and that is going to get us very, very close to our first playoff berth. Coming in at the end of year 5 here, we got every single high school player that we wanted, and we're hoping to see 9-3 up in that top left. Amani has a really, really good week. Please tell me that resulted in a victory, and it does. We're going to the SEC championship versus Mississippi State. What happened to the conference that I love? I mean, what are we talking about here? That Mississippi State, oh, it's doing this thing where like all the SEC teams just beat up on each other the entire year. 7-5, Florida's #8 in the country, but when we go 7-5, we're like 175th. But yeah, let's check if we win the SEC championship, the college football playoff bracket here, we would get a bye. So this could be huge. I would also like to be noted, Mississippi State's 84 overall. We're going to come out here and we're going to kick some Bulldog ass. That's exactly what we're going to do. This is actually my first time seeing the SEC like presentation here, and this is kind of cool. I'm liking it. It's a little bit different than the regular walkout where you can see the trophy and everything, the boys hyping each other up in the tunnel. I mean, look at our quarterback's school. Look what he could do instead of that little douche canoe that we had the year before. Oh, I want to go pro. Yeah, well, don't throw 17 interceptions in a season and you'll go pro, bud. All right, you can hate me for doing what I'm doing, but we're going to run the Wildcat on the first play. Mississippi State doesn't have Georgia defenders, so, like, this is a ridiculous level run. Vaughn is getting out of there like a bat out of hell. Again, we just kind of have to test the power level of this Wildcat, and as you can see, it's still pretty powerful. We're going to go ahead and get into the end zone, and we're going to take a lead on the Bulldogs. All right, my quarterback actually has a high level of wear and tear, so that's my excuse for running the Wildcat again. Eric Vaughn into the end zone. It's going to be a big rushing day. The Oregon playbook doesn't really have a lot of runs that I like, so the Wildcat just kind of allows me to effectively run the ball. I'm going over the top here. That's going to be Corbin. Corbin has enough separation to make this work. And, I mean, does he have the speed to get into the end zone? He does. Mississippi State was a bad matchup for an angry Arkansas team. All right, here on 2nd and 15, after I stupidly took the worst penalty I could, the illegal forward pass, we're going to try and get it all back, and we do exactly that. Breeze with a nice completion. I decided to go ahead and sim the rest of the game out because, I mean, we were bashing Mississippi State's skull in the first half. Like, it got up to 45-7. It was a rough first half. Eric Vaughn picks up 200 yards on the ground, 19 attempts, and 3 touchdowns, which was helpful for this game because it keeps a lot of wear and tear off of our quarterback. That's the first time I've seen that pop up because I've been rebuilding Vanderbilt down below, linked in the description on the Twitch. So we win the SEC championship, and Daryl Delmas wins conference and national player of the week. Stan Sylvan. I did have to force win that game. I'll come over here and show you guys real quick. Where I'm currently in a hotel, every like interval period, they will kick you off the internet. But as you can see, I didn't force win any other games because authenticity is very important, of course. But I had to force win that because you saw the gameplay just a second ago. I did win the game 55 to like 13 or 17 or whatever it was. But just circumstances of the internet, I had to force win because I wasn't going to just sit here and play it again. We're not going to the playoff? Yeah, we got to fix this. We got to fix this because it's like the highest seeded conference champions, right? And Wouldn't the SEC champion all have an automatic bid? I guess not, because of the group of 5 schools. So we got to go for year 6, but we knocked out the SEC championship win. This game versus UCLA, it doesn't mean anything to me, so I'm just gonna go ahead and simulate, because we should have been in the playoff, I would imagine. We've officially made it into players leaving. We're also a 4.5-star school, so we're about to be able to recruit masterfully, but I think year 6 is the year. We've got a few guys going to the draft, so that's pretty cool, and we got a few guys graduating, which is less cool, because why just graduate and become an accountant? You should have been a national champion, but the committee destroyed your dreams. And these are the draft results: round 1, 2, 2, 3, and 6. So that's gonna be some good XP for us. Also, now that we're actually like good, we can just grab whoever we want out of the portal, basically. So that's cool, and we're gonna do exactly that. So Landon Denbo out of Tennessee. Do we even want him? I don't know. We're going to take him just because we can. So we did pick up Landon Denbo, Greg Stenerud, Rob Garbett, David Flynn, Dontrell Fleck, Richard Marks, Cam Toon, does it ever end? Jabari Babb. So pretty much everyone we wanted, they signed. So that's super cool. I can just go ahead and simulate the rest, because I'm not actually worried about anyone else. Like, there's like 1 or 2 other guys, but they were like 3-star transfers at positions we already have. And I was just trying to maximize the class to just see. And we just really don't need them. Checking his player card, maybe he has a really, really good depth trait. He does. He also wears a better number than our current quarterback, so that kind of plays into it too. Coming into training results, we are a 92 overall team, and we finished 21st in the country, which still just kind of cracks me up. Because we literally won the SEC championship. What is the SEC, a joke to you now? Also, Tyler School up to an 84 overall. He will be the starting quarterback. Eric Vaughn up to a 92 overall will definitely be the starting running back. There's no questions about those positions. Mike Nestor's up to a 94. Ansa to an 87. The offensive line is just beef. The defensive line is just beef. The defensive tackles are beefy. Outside linebackers, linebacker core in general is just incredible. Secondary could use some work. I'm man enough to admit that. Secondary needs a little bit of work. All right, in year 6, we've got a pretty good slate for us. We do play 2 very, very tough road games, but it's pretty much all home games. I didn't even make it that way, but I'm not going to deny it. I mean, we play 1 ranked team the entire season. That's going to change during the season, but I'm just going to rock with it. This feels like the team that would be able to do it and win a national championship, bring it home for the boys. I mean, we've got every position pretty much locked in and locked down, looking good. I'm happy with how this team's come out, and this should be the push. So I've been simulating, and this team's been doing incredibly well, but we're playing number 1 or number 3 LSU, and I'm just not going to chance it. I mean, we're 4-1. This is going to be game of the week. It's going to have Kirk Herbstreit and Chris Fowler commentating the game. I might even turn it on the capture card audio so you guys can hear this. Do you want to hear some Welcome to Death Valley? It could be special here. Could be special. It was actually the first time I'm seeing LSU's presentation in the game, so this is pretty cool. And this is going to be a tough one. Number 3 LSU, one of the best teams in the country, and we're looking to have another monster season where we win the SEC championship and go to the playoff and win a national championship so I can go to bed. I'm losing my sanity. It's 4 in the morning. I started at like 10 p.m. Also, that Stadium Pulse is going crazy right now. They're the number 4 toughest place to play. Also, this is hilarious. I mean, what can LSU do? I mean, that'll shut them up real quick. Nothing like a wildcat from Eric Vaughn. I mean, perfect, just beautiful blocking. We're going to take that right into the end zone. We're supposed to be the top 5 team in the country. I'm also going to roll out of the pocket with School here, and we're going to left stick it, and then boom, into the end zone. School, go ahead and hit it on him. Yeah, we're making our presence known in Death Valley. Oh, I just got to run. This is going to be another touchdown for School. Who needs to throw the ball when you have this dominant of a ground game, man? Our offense might be too explosive, man. Our offense may just be too explosive with Wildcat. This is totally broken. I'm such an idiot. It popped up to celebrate, and I hit the bumper. Oh my god. Even the most broken play in the game can't save me. Oh my god. Who was the illegal man downfield? It would have been a pass. We threw the ball for once. All right, you guys wanted a pass. I threw a pass. It's going to be Breeze, big 88 down the middle. That's our second pass, technically, that they wasted all of their money. They're like, hey, son, you're going to become an LSU fan. Nope, he's an Arkansas fan now. Good throw over to Breeze over the middle, and that's going to put us at the 1 yard line. So I don't even have to delay this. You guys know exactly what I've been waiting for. Making it to the 1 yard line. We're going to make a grown man play. Go ahead and give it to Dunkel. Dunkel up the middle. Big boys gotta eat. And I decided to sim out of this one because, like the SEC championship, we were just bashing their skulls in at a certain point. I mean, we came out there and we were just pumping up absolute numbers. And that's going to be the golden boot for the boys. I'm going to check the statistics because I did actually throw the ball, and I'm going to prove it to you. That's not us. They had their quarterback get hurt, which doesn't help. But 10 for 15, 154 yards, 1 interception, and it wasn't me that threw it. 195 yards, 134 yards, 79 yards, and 23 yards. As you can see, we did a lot of ground and pound there. How does a 10-win season sound, Razorback fans? Coming in at the end of the season, we went 10-2, number 5 in the country. As you can see, Tyler School put up an incredible season where he only threw 2 interceptions. Also, we totally wasted this quarterback's career, but he came from Tennessee, so, like, screw him. You know, we just took him from the competition, you know, and just tucked him away on the bench. We had a very, very good season statistically, and to prove to you guys, because, you know, transparency is important, we did not force any of these wins, and we lost to Kentucky and A&M, who we're getting a rematch with in this SEC championship. So you know what time it is. I'm not going to lie to you at all. Kicking some Aggie ass is going to bring me so much pleasure. Even as a Texas fan, like, Arkansas, you guys are technically one of our rivals, but, like, if we're not playing you and you're not going to, like, knock us out of an SEC championship, I'm rooting for Arkansas. You guys have a cool fan base, and that's why I wanted to do one of these rebuilds for Arkansas at the beginning. But, like, A&M, I hope you guys, like, stub your toe or step on a Lego or, like, get your hand stuck in a Pringles can or, like, sit down and there's a pine cone in your chair. Like, I don't like you guys. You guys just ramble on Twitter too much, you and Tennessee fans. So Texas A&M might be the number 1 team in the country, but does that mean that they can stop the Wildcat? It sure doesn't. I mean, swerve in, swerve out, Eric Vaughn to the end zone. I'm a fuck... I hit the button again. They're going to be down at the 1. Hopefully our defense can force a safety. I'm such an idiot, dude. I did it again. Also, these helmets are just, like, severely going to bother my brain. Also, we're running another wide trap. Yeah, no. We don't even have to throw the ball with how good. So it seems that A&M has turned the ball over after we scored, and I'm just kind of looking for anything. I mean, we're just going to roll it. It's going to be School into the end zone. Nothing more you love to see right there. I mean, Eric Vaughn's just gone. He's just gone. I wish I could get rid of that, like, thing that's at the top of the screen. Like, I don't like seeing, hey, hit a juke, hit a catch and run. Like, it's kind of weird. And I went ahead and simulated the rest of the SEC championship. That's going to be back-to-back SEC champions. And they cannot deny us the playoffs this year. 61-23 over the Aggies. I mean, what a game from Eric Vaughn. These guys were running around just crazy in this one. I mean, it was absurd, man. This offense was unstoppable. I want to check the stats from this game because, like, we were putting up numbers, man. We were putting up absolute numbers. Coming over here to player stats. We don't care about the A&M stats. That doesn't matter. 9 for 9, 203, 2 touchdowns. And they ended up pulling him out at the end. So that's fun. Rushing 282, 195, and 47. That's just ridiculous, man. That's just absolutely ridiculous. And we're going to the playoff. Also, the CPU, because I put it on auto recruiting because I was ready for this year to be the year. We recruited a guy named John Mama. Okay, Benji Boss. I mean, what are these names, dude? So the Heisman winner is going to be Mitch Trapp out of USC. 68 receptions, 24 touchdowns, and 1,000 yards. Kind of an insane year. Best quarterback is going to be Tyler School. My dog, Tyler School. Best running back is going to be Eric Vaughn. He only had 9 touchdowns. Really? I feel like we ran for more than that in the games that we had. I guess. We've got another bye week here. Let me double check the college football playoff bracket to make sure that we made it in. And we sure did. We're either getting A&M or USC from our draw. Why couldn't we have been on the other side and played like Jacksonville State or Maryland or Stanford or something? We got to play A&M or the Heisman winner. I mean, no easy battles here. And the draw that we're going to get is going to be the USC Trojans, which I'm not too mad at. I think we have a better shot of beating USC than A&M 3 times. Well, we would technically beat them twice, but have played them 3 times. You get the point. I've been awake for a very long time. This is also going to be our first example of a team that is like close in power level to us. As you can see, they have players capable of pushing through our offensive line. So that's not great. Not that A&M wouldn't, but A&M didn't. A&M's perfectly capable of recruiting players that are able to. Also, we've got the white helmet glitch again. I mean, what's going on here? We got guys looking like idiots. Also, I'm not seeing the thing pop up above the names. I restarted the game, which I haven't done during this entire rebuild, other than that little internet connection, and it may have taken away that little thing that was annoying the shit out of me. And we're gonna miss that throw. Good stuff, man. All right, so midway through the first quarter, we're not actually just like bludgeoning a team to death right now, which is kind of depressing. I kind of miss doing that, but that's gonna be a really, really good run from school. It's gonna be 2nd and 1. I was kind of having fun doing that. Is the SEC just like soft now? What's the issue? All right, and we are going to run the Wildcat again. I mean, USC has players to stop it. There's the thing again. I'm so annoyed when it pops up. But as you can see, I am on Heisman. I promise I'm on Heisman, but I just hate that thing popping up on my screen. I've restarted my game. I guess where I just went into a freshman game earlier, it's just going to auto lock onto my screen for eternity. That's a good hit in the backfield. Yeah, USC's got some ball players. I mean, that's got to be a touchdown right there. We're going to Prince on the outside. We're going into the end zone, fellas. We're going in. Oh, man. I'm not punting that. I'm not accepting what was laid before us. We're going to run a speed option. That's exactly what we're going to run because I'm not trusting the Wildcat when we can't just blow them 18 yards off the ball every snap like we were doing versus SEC comp. This is a world of college football that I don't want to live in, where the SEC is getting blown 18 yards off the snap by Arkansas. Again, no offense, Arkansas fans, but like not a world I want to live in. All right, this feels like my best play call right here, and we're going to run the speed option. We've got it whether... oh, my God. Hey, mastermind. I've been awake so long that I pitched it late, and it still worked. All right, here we are, 3rd and 3. It's time for my favorite play again. Who stops it? Not USC. Maybe they do. 4th and 1. You know who's coming out. We're not kicking a field goal. We're not soft. You know what we have that they don't have? That's a 300-pound fullback with 84 speed. Oh yeah, get up the middle, Tubby. Because it just still baffles me. The SEC falls off this hard. I guess it's just because there's so many good teams and they just like all beat up on each other, which is kind of what happened in NCAA 14, but it doesn't matter when you got a receiver like Prince. We're not worried about some sorry Big Ten school. All right, Wildcat where they're all stacked in the middle. Tell me why this doesn't work for a touchdown. It's because number 15 is really fast, but he's not fast enough, so doesn't even matter. We have the best running backs here. I'm losing my mind, dude. I'm gonna go ahead and hit a quick jet sweep here. The jet sweeps in this game, like the little pop passes and stuff, are so good. As you can see, Ragnow has nothing but space. 14 is unbelievably fast. What is that? That's gonna be an insane pass over the top to Corbin. Well, it's not really an insane pass. It's just the blown coverage made it a good play. All right, we've kind of already buried the Trojans by being up by 21. I mean, there is still a 4th quarter, technically, but I want to bury them a little bit further. That's going to be Prince again, going to the end zone, and I feel like we can comfortably sim out of this one. Arkansas dominated from the first snap of the 2nd quarter. First quarter was a little tight. 2nd quarter, I mean, they just got managed. And that's going to seal it 45-10 over the Trojans. Their misery continues. School is just so cool that he's not even wearing the right color helmet. You got to respect that. Brian Prince with 4 touchdowns on 3 catches. How the hell do you do that? Longtime fans of the channel are really going to hate this matchup and what I'm about to have to do. Don't worry, you're the next rebuild on the channel. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to make sure I'm looking out for you. So this is going to be the Sugar Bowl, and West Virginia is coming in at an 82 overall. So I think the boys kind of know what to do here, and that's just come out and dominate them, just blow them off the ball. Don't even give West Virginia a chance to win this game. I think that's probably our best strategy, and I mean, we're starting this thing out real well. I mean, left stick, steer it. Yeah, West Virginia is just not going to have the personnel to be able to stop us, is just kind of the conclusion I'm going to come to early. Oh, maybe they will have the personnel to stop us because I can't throw the ball. And there they are celebrating with their stupid little hat. Ah, you hate to see it, man. You hate to see it. There we go, Merling. Merling's got all the speed in the world. The West Virginia defenders just don't have any. And that's going to be a touchdown for Mr. Merling. I mean, he's had a lot of really good touchdowns for us so far. Some pinpoint precision, my guy. What are we doing? Like that, over the middle. Prince, juke, sprint. Oh my goodness, he's fast. He's really fast. I mean, this is what you get when you recruit nothing but speed. I'm going to run a little RPO here. This might not be the best call, or it will just be the best call of the season, as it gets us into the end zone with ease. And we're going to run another RPO. We're actually just going to hand it off this time, and the blocking just aligned perfectly. Eric Vaughn is gone. There is just nothing that West Virginia can do. Our offensive line is just too good, and their defense is just too weak. All right, we're going to go ahead and run the good old-fashioned jet sweep because, well, got too much speed. We're into the end zone. We're going to extend the lead, but West Virginia, I mean, they're making this thing a fight. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, we broke the sack. I don't even know what my receiver's buttons are anymore, so we're just going to run up the field. School is just... He's the fastest man alive. What is this? He's out of stamina, but he's into the end zone. What a play right there. I ran 20 yards back to run 80 yards forward. But I will say one play that I didn't notice was in this playbook that's in my prize possession UNLV playbook is going to be this jet touch pass right here. We're going to get it out to Prince. We're going to hit a little bit of a left stick. Left in, left out. Ooh, you love to see it. And that's going to be a touchdown. Eric Vaughn into the end zone, extend the lead further, and that's pretty much going to seal it versus the Mountaineers. They can get into the end zone a couple more times, but I just don't think it's going to be enough to be able to stop us. We're going to skip the moments, kind of just go through here. It's 55-35. These are your Sugar Bowl champion Razorbacks. And for the national championship draw, it's going to be a 1 versus 2 matchup. I wonder how much that's going to happen in real life, considering there's now 12 teams, about to be 14 teams in the playoff, if that goes through, which I really hope it doesn't, because 12 is like more than enough. We're also going to set this to play only, but Oregon is a very close team and overall to us, so I don't think we're going to be able to push them around, but I wonder how many times it's going to be a 1 versus 2, considering the way that the playoffs are going to work now. Because, I mean, you're going to have some really, really good teams out there. There's the glory, the national championship trophy right there. Oregon's just kind of wearing some normal style uniforms. They're not wearing the ridiculous, just random combinations that they have. There's the duck. I mean, I'm amped up. I'm ready to play. Let's do this. So I'm going to come out here with a play action shot on the first play of the game. Also, I have to mention that score bug looks incredible. Bravo, EA Sports. That thing looks insane. Oregon has a defensive line that kind of matches up to our offensive line, so that's great. Oh yeah, Oregon's got 3 stars on their D-line. We've got full 5 on the offensive line, but doesn't matter when you can roll it out. We're going to have to move the pocket a little bit this game. All right, we're going to hit a little speed option right here to my man Eric Vaughn, and we've got nothing but green grass ahead of us and a couple of green jerseys that are going to stop it. They break off their blocks so quickly in this game. It's still an adjustment period because I've played so much NCAA 14, as you guys can probably see on the channel, and I've played a lot of Madden, which is no longer on the channel because who wants to play Madden when you have this game? Also, our offensive line, that's why you invest in an offensive line, because incredible blocking, but I've played so much of both of those games. Coming over to this game, it's literally the Elden Ring of sports games. Playing this game on Heisman it would probably be classified as torture to people who have never played video games. All right, does this RPO work? It does. That's going to be a touchdown. Woo pig in the end zone, baby. All right, our defense stood up to the Ducks really well, so I'm going to run this little jet pop pass right here. Oh, Prince has too much speed. There's just far too much speed. They might be able to try and swerve in there. Boom, swerve, left stick. You got left stick skill, and you got control freaks on your controller. It's light work, man. Light work. Also, it seems like Oregon might have turned the ball over. We're just going to send it over the top on a play action. That's the first time we got blocked. God, I'm so stupid. But you know what? That was on purpose. That was on purpose. Let me tell you why that was on purpose. Because we're going to come back here, and we're going to run a fullback dive to our man Dunkel. Dunkel, get your big ass into the end zone. You can just feel it. You can just feel the size, man. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I don't know what's up with Oregon. I mean, we're just blowing them out. We're blowing them out. 28-0 in the first quarter. It's not over because it's a national championship. So very anticlimactic to bring it up, but this thing was a blowout. I mean, from the first snap of the ball, Arkansas just wanted it more than Oregon did. And we're pretty much going to be able to walk out of here national champions almost unscathed. I mean, we just came out here from the first snap of the ball and just dominated. I mean, even our third string running back is just going to get a touchdown. Oregon was no match for the Razorbacks. West Virginia was the toughest game we actually sat here and played. I'm going to go ahead and do a little jump ahead to the end of the game. 56-17, 56-24 now. But that is going to seal it. Your Arkansas Razorbacks are national champions. This is the first time I've actually seen this animation because, well, I haven't won a national championship in anything yet. But seeing this animation is pretty cool. They did a good job with it. Why are we dapping them up? We hate them. We can't stand them. I mean, he's screaming in a dude's ear. That doesn't look like Sam Pittman at all, to be honest. But, you know, we'll roll with it, I guess. Oregon fans, I mean, they're just displeased. But if you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the channel. I know it was a little bit of a longer one. If there's things you think I should revise and do a little bit differently in these rebuilds, leave it down in the comment section below. I try to be as transparent and give you guys good information in this video and just make it as enjoyable as possible. That's why I was, you know, a little bit more amped up in this video, but I need sleep. Like I said, consider subscribing to the channel, liking the video, fighting the YouTube algorithm. If you made it to the end, comment I love Zaxby's. Not a Zaxby sponsorship, but it's the first thing on my brain. But appreciate you watching, and I'm out.